Hey y'all. Okay, so tonight we're going to make an Asian dish. I love Asian food and I have been wanting to make this for a minute now, and I kept forgetting to grab some of the stuff. So I finally remembered the other day in my Walmart order, and now I've got everything, so we're fixing to make it. It is called ground beef chow mein. Okay, let me get you. Right now what I'm doing is just getting the ground beef in here. This is about a pound. It may be just a tiny bit over that, but not much. You know, anytime I eat Asian, Japanese, Chinese, any of that stuff, my favorite thing is the noodles. I mean, I love it. And so this is, we're going to cook our ground beef. We're going to add a bunch of veggies, and then we're going to add some noodles to it. And I absolutely love it. And I used to make this for my boys. Hang on, let me wash my hands. I'll come right back. Okay, let's just season this up with our basics. Just a little bit of garlic, because we're going to put some more garlic in it, and a little bit of onion powder. Just the usual, y'all. But I used to make this for my boys, and I used to make it two different ways. Because y'all know Picky Braden, he didn't like the original way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the original recipe, and then I will tell y'all how I made it for him, in case you might want to have it that way, or maybe your kids are picky and you want to do it that way. But first we're going to do the original recipe. Okay, so we've got our ground beef in there. Now we're going to make our sauce. Okay, we'll do that while our ground beef is cooking. We're going to start with half a cup of beef broth. Okay, half a cup. Let's see, I can't see. Yep. All right, we got that. I got to get some of this cleared off here, y'all, because y'all know how small my kitchen is. I run out of room when I'm making something like this. Okay, now we're going to do 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Okay. Got that. Okay, let's move that over here. We've got that. And then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. Now, if you don't have this and you don't want to buy it just for this, then you can leave this out. I have left this out before, so you certainly can. So 1 tablespoon. Is that how you say it, y'all? Hoisin sauce? Am I saying it right? It's kind of thick, so it's hard to get all that off of there. Okay, I don't want to set that down because it's going to get on the counter. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay, 1 tablespoon of that. Okay, all right, y'all, this is all of the wet ingredients. Let me get this put away and get this taken care of, because I'm going to need the rest of my little measuring thing here. I'm going to wipe it off and I'll come right back. Okay, y'all, so this is all of our wet ingredients. We have half a cup of beef broth, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay, and now for our dry ingredients. In this little container here, I have ½ teaspoon of sugar. We might have to add a little bit more, but you know, I try to go as light as I can in the beginning. So we will taste, and we might have to add more, but we're going to start with ½ teaspoon of sugar. Now we're going to do about ½ teaspoon of black pepper. Okay? And then we are going to do ½ a tablespoon of ground ginger. You know, this is very important in these kind of dishes. Oh, and actually I meant to sprinkle some on my ground beef. I'll do that after we do this. So ½ a tablespoon going in your sauce. Okay. So that's all of our dry ingredients. That's everything for our sauce. So I'm just going to take this and pour it in here. Now we're going to give it a little mix, and we got this ready to go. We're not going to have to use it yet until we get everything put together here in a minute, but it's good to go ahead and get this done. And that way I can get all these stuff up, and I got more room to bring all my other stuff over here. I got all kinds of veggies over here, y'all, that I've already chopped up. Got them ready to go. But that's what I said. I'm going to take a little bit of this ginger, y'all, and just sprinkle some over our ground beef. Okay? So that's where we're at, y'all. I'm just going to cook this ground beef. And whenever I come back, we will get on to the next step. I have some water over here. We're going to boil our noodles, and we got this thing going. Okay, y'all, I've got our ground beef drained, and now we're going to start sauteing up some of our veggies. I have some really thinly sliced onion here, and I have a little bit of celery. For this dish, I kind of like my celery to be like in this size. What I did was I cut the stalks in half and then cut them in little pieces. And then, of course, I did some of the little leaves. But you do whichever you want. And actually, this is a dish you do whatever vegetables you like, too. Whatever your favorite are. If you don't like celery, don't put it in there. I mean, you do whatever you want to do. All right, so we got that. And then I have some mushrooms here going in. And I have some carrots. I'm going to wait just a minute. I sliced these up really thin. You know how you can buy them in the bag where they look like this? Well, I sliced all of these myself, which was just one carrot. And I wanted them to be in these little strips like this. So I did just this one. And I've got some cabbage that's going to go in. Like I said, you use whatever veggies you like. So let me tell y'all real quick while this is getting going. I got to slice up some garlic here. Let me get my knife. So this is the original recipe, you know, like that I'm showing y'all right now. But of course, Braden, and this is just some garlic, y'all, that I'm slicing up, putting in here. He didn't like all these veggies, but he loves the noodles. So what I used to do was I would saute up him some chicken. I would slice up some pieces of chicken in little chunks, saute it up, and then whenever I made the sauce to go in here, I would just do a double batch of sauce, and I would pour half in here in the original recipe, and I'd pour half in with his chicken, and then I would put the noodles, part of the noodles in here and part of the noodles in his. So his was just the sauce, chicken, and noodles, and that's the way he likes it. Anytime he eats any kind of Asian food, that's what he wants, is noodles and whatever sauce it is and chicken. So I used to do it both ways, and so if you think you might want to do it that way, you certainly can. Just make you that sauce, saute you up some chicken, and or you could do the veggies and do chicken instead of ground beef. You know, you can do it so many different ways. But that's how I used to do it for him. And me and Kanan, we loved this kind right here. We loved all the veggies in it. I'm going to just saute these up for just a minute, just to kind of let them get going, because we're going to let our ground beef and that sauce and everything simmer for a little bit. I'm going to kind of give these a head start. Then we're going to put our sauce in there, our ground beef, and we're going to get our water boiling and make us some noodles, y'all. This is a delicious dish. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and toss our carrots in. I'm going to turn it down a little bit now. I had it cranked up. Toss that in, and I'm fixing to get our ground beef. We're going to put that in. And also, y'all, now, like I showed you, I cut my celery and my onions in bigger pieces. If you want smaller pieces, you can certainly do that. I just, for something like this, I like for it to be in bigger pieces. But you can certainly do it smaller if that's what you want to do. Goodness, I about got this full. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my, I bet I won't be able to get my cabbage in here. I'm gonna have to probably swap pans, y'all. Cause that cabbage will be huge when I first put it in. I didn't even think about that. I really need this pan, but I need that for the noodles. Well, anyway, I'll figure something out. Let's get our sauce put in here for right now. I'm just gonna give it another little mix. I really thought this little skillet was bigger than that, but I guess it's not. Okay. There's our good sauce. I'm just going to turn this down. I'm going to let this simmer really good, y'all, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do about my situation here with my skillets. Lord have mercy. I tell you what I might do is I might go ahead and boil my noodles, drain them, and then throw this over in there. I may do that because it don't take these noodles long to cook. In case I decide to do that, let me show y'all what noodles I'm using. I'm using these chowmein egg noodles. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but I love these. And y'all, these cook and like you only boil these for like 4 or 5 minutes. You don't cook them very long at all. Now you can certainly use spaghetti noodles. I've done that many times. But if you can, get you some of these. They're great. You'll love them. They kind of look like little sticks, but they're really good in dishes like this. So I tell you what, that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to get this water over here boiling. I'm going to toss these in. I'm not going to break them. I'm just going to let them boil for a minute, get them over here and drain them. And while they're draining, I think I'm going to pour this over into this skillet because I've got to put some cabbage in here, but I kind of want it to be, have a little crunch to it, so I'm not wanting to put it in yet. Anyway, y'all, I'll be back. Okay, y'all, now we're back in business. I swapped the skillets. The noodles is over there draining. Y'all look at this. Don't this look so good? It smells fantastic. Okay, now I am going to toss in the cabbage. And what I did to this, I cut about half the head of cabbage, and then I just sliced it up in really thin pieces like this, and then I just cut it in half, as you can see here. Now you can use a bag of coleslaw mix if you want to. You can use whatever you want to use. I don't even know if I'm going to need this much or not. It didn't look like I cut off much, but you know how it does. It looks like it's so much until it cooks down. I'm just going to go with it. I love cabbage anyway, so it'll be fine. Alright, and we're just going to let this cook down, y'all. I'm going to toss some green onions in at the end and our pasta. And that's going to be it. And y'all, this is a delicious dish. If you love Asian flavored food, you will love this. I know it looks like right now that cabbage is taking over, but y'all know how it does. Looks so good. Like I said, I've not made this in so long, and I've been wanting to make it, and I kept forgetting to get some of the ingredients. And the other day when I did my Walmart order, I thought I am going to do that little chow mein dish that I love so much. Okay, y'all. I'm just going to let this hang out. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, and I'll come back. Okay, y'all, let's get all of this tossed together. So what I did with my noodles, y'all, you know I like to season my pasta every time. So what I did was, after I drained them, I threw them back in this skillet that we did have our other stuff in. And I just put on a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of the sesame oil just to keep them, you know, separated. So that's what I did, and I've just had them sitting over here waiting to go in here. That's optional if you want to do that and kind of fry them around a little bit. You know how sometimes like the chow mein is a little bit, like has like that fried texture a little bit. Certainly is optional. Now we're just going to toss it around with all of our veggies. Y'all. I'll tell you what, you'll love this. if you love Asian. It is so good. Oh, and messy. It's always hard to get all the noodles all mixed up. Doesn't that look good? Look at that, y'all. That looked delicious. Alright, one last thing that I'm going to put in here and then we'll be ready to taste it is a little bit of green onion. I like to put it in at the end. Alright, let's see. And I cut it in pretty big pieces, kind of like this. You can do however much you want. I think I'm just going to do one. I'm going to toss that around. I'm going to turn this down now because we don't really want those noodles to cook no more. We just want it all to kind of cook together for just a second and then we will be ready to go. And I guess we could put a little bit of sesame seed on it just for good looks. Not much, just a little. Okay. Alright, that's it, y'all. Look at that. Don't that look good? Okay, I'm just going to let this sit here for just a second. Those noodles may have been cooled off. Let that just hang out and I'll come back and we'll do the taste test. Okay, y'all, let's get us out some of this chow mein. Does it not look so good? I tell you, I have to watch myself because I could eat this whole thing. Y'all, I'm loving these little serving dishes or whatever you would call them. Especially whenever I make like little one-pot meals. Like they're just perfect. I love them. You know, I thought they were bigger whenever I ordered them, but I've ended up loving them, using them for stuff like this. Okay, let me back you up a little bit. Let's see here. Let me wipe that off. You know, I can't stand that. Where's my fork? Oh, yeah. I knew I got one out. Okay, let's try this. Y'all, if you're seeing this stuff on my face, this is still the end part of my peel. This will come off and you can't pull it off. You have to let it just come off itself, and it's it takes a little self-control, but that's the way it works. But y'all look at this. Y'all gotta try this. You will love it. I can't believe that I'm just now making this for y'all because it used to be one of our favorites. I used to make it all the time. And like I said, I made 2 different kinds, but that's okay. Them boys have always been spoiled, that's for sure. Just as good as I remember it ever being. Oh my goodness. Y'all try to find those noodles if you can find them. If you can't, you can use spaghetti. I've used spaghetti before. But these, and if you do get these, remember they cook a lot faster than pasta. I mean, I cooked mine for 4 minutes and they were done. I mean, you do not cook them very long at all. Well, they're egg noodles, so you know how egg noodles cook quick. These certainly do. Delicious, y'all. This tastes like something you would get at an Asian restaurant, I'm telling you. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. Me and Belle gotta go for our walk. She's ready over there. Y'all see her? She's ready. We gotta go. We didn't go last night, and so she's ready to go. Anyway, I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.